There's a saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Buddha. Today I want to show you guys how to do a hair bump. The first thing I want to tell you is when you're detangling someone's hair, never do it from the roots to the ends. Always start at the ends and work your way down to the roots, and that reduces hair breakage. When I'm sectioning off in the front, I usually go from brow bone to brow bone. And I'm either going to section it rounded or I'm going to do it in a triangle. Now, usually you want to keep that section up in the apex area and not go past the crown if you want your bump to be up in the front area. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to section off at least 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch of hair in the front and leave that down because that's going to cover my teased or back combed area for my bump. Now the first thing I did here was I kind of smoothed the hair out and curled the bottoms with my flat iron. So I'm just going over these subsections first. Now once I've gotten done with flat ironing each subsection, then that's when I'm going to get ready to go back and subsection and start my teasing. So now I'm going to use a rat tail comb to back comb, but remember now you can use other combs. So for demo purposes, I'm showing you slowly how you would start to back comb. Remember, there's a teasing comb you can use. There's a back combing brush you can use where they call that back brushing. I'm using a rat tail comb. That usually works pretty well for me. And I'm just going to back comb it as high up as I want the hair bump to be. And that's what you would do for however high you want to do this on yourself or on your clients. It all depends on what you're wanting. So now I'm just going through and back combing each subsection, and they should be no bigger than 1/2 inch. So now I have the outer part that I told you should separate, and I'm bringing that back over my hair bump, and it's just a little too high for me, so I'm going to readjust that. Once I've readjusted it, now I'm just going to kind of flat iron over the outer part again, just to make sure that it's smooth when it goes over my back combed area. And now I'm going to adjust that over the back combed part and then position the hair in the back where I'm going to pin it down. And I also used a little spritz to hold the hair in place. And if you remember in my last video, not my last video, but my video, the recipe for curls and hairspray, I tell you how to properly use hairspray and spritz and the difference between the two. You always want to spray at a distance if you want your spray to truly work. Otherwise, you get the hair too damp and the style will not stay. So if you noticed, I only spritzed it a couple of times and that hair stays for as long as that client wants it, until they comb it out. So now I'm just pinning the hair in the back, smoothing that over, making sure none of my back combing part that I've done underneath, which is my cushion, is showing. And I'm just going to smooth over on the other side and pin that side back. And then with the ends that are hanging, I can either wrap those, because in this one I just did a ponytail with a hair bump just to show you. I didn't really focus on the style. But with this, the ends, I could wrap it around the ponytail if I want, or I could swirl it into a pin curl, which is really what I kind of did. And or I can incorporate that if I'm doing a French twist into my French twist. So there's a lot of things that you can do with the back, but this particular video I just was focusing more on the hair bump. So I also turned her towards me and spritzed it a little more just to make sure that it was leveled at how I wanted it to be. And now I'm just sculpting the ends into a little pin curl in the back of the bump. And I have it over a ponytail. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.